Hello, everyone. Okay, so with this current environment, all we need is money. And a lot of us are struggling. And I thought, who better than actually a finance broker to help us understand what type of money we can get from banks or any sort of supports, and you know, and see what's available out there for people. So I have the biggest pleasure today to be interviewing Ramy Georges. Oh, sorry, Georges. He's so gorgeous, you see. And please, Ramy, introduce yourself. Tell us about your business and a little bit about finance as a finance broker. What is a finance broker?
Yeah, so thank you, Pina. As you mentioned, my name is Ramy Georges. Yes, I'm a finance broker. I'm the director of Prime Loans. As a finance broker, everyone thinks as a broker as home loans. Yes, we do home loans, but that's not our key focus. I assist clients with all types of finance in regards to not only your home loans, of course, but specializing in asset finance. So that's all vehicles, tools, equipment, whatever it may be. Any personal loans as well, any commercial lending. So a finance broker is it's an umbrella of all types of finance needs, not just your home loan space. So I guess why I started brokering or why I started Prime Loans is I wanted to be able to provide Australians with a broker in whom they can trust in and who can educate the client in not just doing a transaction and then see you later, but providing them and educating them with all their finance needs, offering them the best rates in the market, educating clients in all types of, I guess, finance, whatever it may be. Removing that, I guess, the scrutinizing that people have where they think that brokers are all about money and see you later. And I want to remove that thought from people's minds. So that's why I started Prime Loans in helping Australians, I guess, make the process as simple as possible, educating them, and of course, being there along the way, not just during the sale, but along the way of the rest of their life with all their finance needs and just being there for them. So yeah, that's the main reason why I started Prime Loans and I started brokering.
All right, that's really a beautiful reason why it's helping people. And I guess as business owners, the real reason why we go into business, it's always because we believe that there is a gap in the market, that people are not doing their job right, and we can provide that, and we can provide that additional extra customer service that people are not giving. And having worked with you before, I know that you give your heart out to people. So I know you, and I hopefully people that get to watch this can see this through the video, even though I highly encourage you to, once this whole restrictions about this social distancing go, I encourage you to have a coffee with Ramy. He's awesome. I guess the first question people have when they reach out to you is like, can I get a better rate? Does that work across everything?
Now, obviously in the home loan space, that always happens, but I'm not talking about home loans in this video. That's not the key focus. Absolutely. So I'll talk about all means. So I guess in regards to asset finance, I'll give you an example. I had a question. I got a phone call last week about a girl that was on a high interest rate for her car loan. And she was quite concerned. She's like, what can I do? Is there a way that I can save money? Because at the moment, obviously, in life in general, everyone wants to save money. But now more than ever, money is very important to everyone during these unprecedented times. But absolutely. So I had a girl call me last week. She was on an interest rate well above 10%. It was about 13, 14%. I reviewed it for her in refinancing her car loan. So yes, I absolutely do refinance asset finance. But yeah, refinancing a car loan, saving her, believe it or not, a couple $100 on just her car loan itself, almost, splitting that rate in three. So absolutely, I mean, definitely can offer better rates in the asset finance space. Not only that, even in the personal loan space. I mean, with a personal loan, as some of you might know or some of you may not know, we can consolidate debt into, I guess, one loan and making it a lot cleaner, a lot neater. Also, obviously, cutting your rate. So if you've got a credit card, if you've got a personal loan, if you've got a car loan, and they're all really high interest rate, I can consolidate that debt into one rate under one umbrella of one loan, in cutting costs for anyone that has any finance at all. So yeah, absolutely. I get that question quite a lot, and people think that refinancing their rate is only for home loans. It's definitely not the case.
Now, in regarding your personal loans, like what I know that especially now people need money. What are the requirements you should have in order to be able to get a personal loan? And more than that, I know there is a list of things that you're allowed to use your personal loan for, and others that you're not allowed to. So let's say if I'm buying a property and I'm short 10,000 for my deposit, I can't apply for a personal loan of 10,000 in order to cover that shortfall, but I can go and ask for a holiday, 10,000 for a holiday. So how does that work?
Yeah, so look, like any kind of finance, there's kind of things in place that need to happen in order for you to be eligible for a loan. I guess before I dive into it, there are multiple lenders out there in all types of finance that I guess will accept a client even with defaults. They do give a second chance to clients in asset finance, in whatever it may be. And obviously, it'll be a higher rate because the client's a higher risk. So they would be on that kind of finance for, let's say, a year or so, show good repayments, build your credit score up, and then you can then move across to a better product that you wish to happen. So everyone does deserve a second chance in that sense. Now, in regards to personal loans, the criteria is a bit stricter with personal loans. For starters, your credit score for a personal loan has to be pretty good. You can't have defaults in the past and then ask for a personal loan. It's quite difficult. It's different than asset finance. Personal loan, I guess, look, you do have to be an Australian citizen, Australian resident. I have helped out people in the past that have been on visas, but it needs to be a special type of visa. In regards to criteria, now, the credit score is the biggest part. Reasoning for needing a personal loan, like you said, it's funny. People can get for any medical, any procedures, they can get it for a holiday, like you said. But for a shortfall for purchasing the property, that is also available too. There are personal loan lenders out there that understand people in this market have bought a property and then there's a shortfall and they are short for $20,000 to put a deposit or pay that contribution towards a home loan. That is definitely a personal loan reason that you could obviously obtain a personal loan for. But they go around to anyway to purchase a vehicle, for a holiday, for medical, for home furnishings, for home renovations, for contribution towards on the property. The list goes on and on. So there are multiple reasons as to what it is an individual can receive a personal loan for. And the list definitely does go on, and it doesn't have to only be one factor. I'll give you an example. I had a client who I helped out 2 weeks ago in regards to a personal loan, and it was split reasonings. They needed $10,000 for home furnishings, and they also needed $10,000 for medical. So multiple reasons were on there in regards to that. So the list does go on and on. The reasonings as to why people may need personal loans can vary through a vast number of reasons. But in regards to personal loans, yeah, that's just basically what it is. Credit score is extremely important, and your reasoning has to be valid. Yeah, you can't say I want to get a tattoo. Can I get $10,000? Doesn't work that way. So yeah, absolutely. It can be for many reasons, and it's always worth just picking up the phone and just finding out whether or not your reason is valid.
So I guess each case it's a separate case. They take it into consideration. Yeah. Now regarding credit score, it's funny because I'm Italian, and a lot of my Italian clients, for example, they hate credit cards. They try not to have credit cards because that's not an Italian thing. In Italy, you go in Italy, you still buy things using cash and coins. I recently was there, and when I went to pay something with my Apple Watch, people went like, "Oh my goodness, like I came from a different planet." And so when they come here to Australia and they try to adapt, and I know that they try to get a loan or something, and because they don't have credit cards, they have no credit score. So how does that work?
Yeah, sometimes people say no credit score is the worst credit score or worst credit history because you have to have something to base it off. Now, if you do have no credit score, banks understanding, yeah, they'll give you that chance to obviously go for a personal loan and kind of build your name up. The rate might be a bit higher in comparison to someone that has taken credit out in the past and that has, I guess, repayment history that is really healthy. But absolutely, I mean, banks out there and lenders out there are giving chance to people that have no credit history, no credit scores, as a lot of people do, and they're quite surprised, you know. But something as simple as a phone bill it goes in your credit history. Something as simple as you know, electricity. So getting phone bill electricity is always a good way to start to build your credit score up. But definitely, people that have no credit history are a bit shocked. Like, why can't I get a loan? I've got really good history. I haven't taken any finance. I've never had late payments. But they don't understand that there's nothing for the lender to base that off, whether or not you'd be eligible or you'd be a low risk client to obtain finance and to obviously for them to approve you. An interesting one that a lot of people don't know about, and it blows my mind when I educate clients about that, is people's credit history are strongly impacted when they make a credit inquiry. So you may leave your name for a credit card, you may leave your name for a home loan, you may go leave your name for a personal loan, and all you're doing is inquiring about it. You're not really applying for it. To the bank, that's considered a high risk, because to the bank, it looks like you can't get approved anywhere. An inquiry here, an inquiry there, an inquiry there, that drastically drops your credit score down. So I like to educate my clients in that regard, that inquiries definitely do drop your credit score down. And I ensure that when clients come to me, that I'm not just shopping their name around everywhere. I make sure that I do the pre-examinations prior to even putting an inquiry through. So yeah, credit history is extremely important. No credit history can sometimes be the worst credit history, but also making too many inquiries is just definitely not healthy and not good. And a lot of people out there don't know that. So
Well, I
that's
didn't even know
important.
that. I didn't even know that. So I guess it's
Yeah.
always good to use a broker for that reason.
Don't do it
Uh,
yourself. Absolutely, don't
yeah.
do it yourself.
And I don't know if you deal with this as well, but like I know that at the moment a lot of businesses are really struggling, and people need they have commercial loans, or they have equipment, or they have things they still need for. Do you help people with commercial, and what are the most current inquiries you've been getting, if you do, about the current situation with COVID-19?
Yeah, look, now more than ever, I think businesses need money more than ever. Some businesses are unaffected by that, and that's amazing to see. And I hope that they don't get affected by this. But absolutely, I mean, I do get quite a lot of commercial questions in regards to commercial lending. A big one is people that have staff and they need to pay their staff. People that are losing cash flow, they need to keep money in the business to keep the business running. So absolutely. Another example I had was just yesterday. I had a phone call from a client. I'm going to see if I can help him out in this regard. He needs cash flow in the business. He needs about $20,000 or so to keep the business afloat, to keep supplies being paid, to keep he's a truck driver, to keep the trucks moving for repairs, maintenance. So yeah, now more than ever, I'm getting commercial lending questions, of course, because small businesses are, I guess, in uncertain times, in comparison to usual. I mean, I'm a business owner myself. You run your own business as well, Pina, and definitely everyone's been affected by this, and there is definitely help out there to be provided. And I strongly suggest that everyone picks up the phone and give their broker a call and just ask him. I mean, I'm struggling at the moment. How can you help me in regards to business lending? And it's even short-term lending. If it's a 3-month loan, 6-month loan, a 1-year loan, a 1.5-year loan, 2-year loan, 3-year, whatever it may be, there are definitely commercial lending out there that is eligible for short-term, even for short money, just to keep the business afloat, keep the business operating, and keep the business running.
And I know a lot of people don't know that. So when people come to you, how do you charge them? Do you charge them per visit, per hour, or how much do you cost for the client?
So using a broker as look, I guess not all brokers are like this. Some brokers may charge an upfront credit quote, but in any type of finance, I mean, obviously home loan space, but with asset finance, with commercial loans, with personal loans, I don't charge, the bank pays the commission to the broker. So no fees will be charged towards the broker. You don't pay the broker anything out of your pocket. You don't pay the broker any hourly cost or any consultation, or that's, I'm speaking on behalf of myself. Some brokers out there may charge, but absolutely, nothing is paid from your pocket, and It's literally, I always tell customers, I have to watch out for the word free because it's frowned upon, but definitely complimentary consultation is provided and complimentary services are provided. So the bank pays the commission to the broker in that sense. Some instances there are fees in like asset finance that may be charged from the client, kind of, it comes out of the client's repayments and that gets paid to the broker. But majority of times, nothing is paid from the customers or the client's pocket, and the bank pays the broker directly the commission.
So what would be the advantage then they using you as to get my finances done and just walk into a lender myself and do it myself, other than just having someone do it for me? Like, what's the advantage?
You may walk into a bank or lender that will try force feed their product down your throat. Their product might not be right for you, but they'll make it seem like it's right. Using a broker like myself, I guess, eliminates that concern or that risk. Because what happens is we've got that bank and that lender on our panel, and we will open all brokers or all lenders and banks in front of you, and based on that customer's, I guess, needs, requirements, profile, we will then pick a lender that would suit you best. Yeah, whether it's your home loan, asset finance, commercial loan, personal loan. Not every bank is suited to each customer. It's a case-by-case scenario. So using a broker eliminates the risk of, being felt like they're force-feeding a product down your throat. You may walk into a bank and they'll tell you that their product is perfect for you, and in a matter of fact, it's not. And a matter of fact, there's other banks and lenders out there that definitely suit to your kind of needs and your wants. So using a broker is amazing in that sense, that you're given a full range of options, and then based on customer interview, customer profiling, we can then pick and choose and eliminate what is the best option for you as a client.
So for me, it's a no-brainer then, like, because at the beginning when you explained, oh, the bank pays you, then I said, oh, how do I know that you have the best interest on me as a customer? But as you're saying, it's basically like it's having someone that shows me all the options available at once, and together we make that decision, and that doesn't cost me anything. So I wouldn't see why people wouldn't use a broker and instead of doing all the footwork themselves. I guess it's how much people value their own time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, look, my sole job as a broker and my sole purpose as a broker is to make the process as completely simple as possible. Yeah. When people go for finance, in any type of finance, they're daunted by it. They're scared by it. It's a big process, oh, I don't go for finance because yada, yada, yada. As a broker, my job is to be the middleman and literally doing, like you said, all the legwork for the client. If it's talking to your accountant, your lawyer, your current lender, I'll pick up the phone and call the accountant and ask for financials for you. I'll call your solicitor and ask for documents for you. Literally, it's just a conversation, and upon, I guess, approval that I can do so, we will go and do the legwork for you. We'll make it as simple as possible and break it down completely break it down to make it as easy as possible. So yeah, it is our job to do the legwork for the client.
That's awesome. Now, Ramy, if people wanted to reach out to you and they wanted to ask you direct questions and everything, how would be the best way of people getting in contact with you?
Yeah, obviously the best means is your everyday thing. You can contact me via email, ramy@primelensgroup.com. Pick up the phone and give me a call, 0452 077 463. Always the best way is via email and phone. But of course, with nowadays, I'm very active on social media. I can be contacted via LinkedIn, contacted via Instagram, Facebook, whatever they want, really. It's just my number's available there. You can press the contact us button on all my socials and it will come directly through to me. And so people know as well, I didn't mention this, in regards to asset finance as well, pick up the phone. If you want a vehicle and it's a pre-approval, you haven't found a vehicle yet, I can even organize a pre-approval, and I even have sources or ways to source the vehicle for you, run the full inspection for you. Make sure that the vehicle you're purchasing is of value. People might buy a car from a private seller and they might be like, yeah, the car's $30,000, but upon completing an inspection on the vehicle and doing a background check and doing a glass lookup, the vehicle is actually worth 25,000. So it's a peace of mind to come to a broker, because we don't only do the finance, we'll actually go ahead, source the vehicle for you, run inspections, and make sure it's all done correctly. But in regards to contacting me, I went a bit off track there. In regards to contacting me, yeah, phone, email, and all my social media is available for anyone to contact me on.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I didn't actually know that you guys do all this. So that's very interesting. And I didn't even know it was just, you could get that on secondhand vehicles. I thought it was just brand new stuff.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Private and dealer sales. Absolutely.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Ramy. And I hope everybody enjoyed this conversation and some people got something out of it. And I'll definitely put your details down below, and people, please feel free to reach out to him. Thank you.
No, thank you, Pina. And yeah, if I can help out anyone at all during this time, I'm there for any ongoing support, any questions at all. And I think it's very important before we do close it off, just a quick, I guess, word. Everyone needs to stay positive during this time. Yeah, it's a rough time for everyone, but we need to take a positive spin on it. Everyone's really concerned about, we can't go out of the house, we can't go to shops, I can't go to the gym, I can't do this, I can't do that. But everyone needs to take a positive spin on it. And I had this conversation with you, Pena, before. Take a positive look at it. Traffic is really gone down now. There's no traffic. Petrol prices are low. Kids and families are now spent for. There's less pollution in the air. Hygiene now is at an all-time high. Everyone's washing their hands and everyone's taking extra showers. So guys, really important during this time that we spread positive messages out to each other. Don't let the news really bring you down. And if anyone's talking bad about what's happening, be like, why is it bad? It's good. I'm at home with my family. I'm at home with loved ones. I'm safe. I'm happy. Everyone's close together. It's just really important that together as humans and as individuals, we pass that positive energy around, and we're going to beat this. We're going to come out this stronger and stronger and more positive than ever. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone got that message. Please stay positive with each other, and let's push each other to just keep doing bigger things and better things during this time.
Thank you. I have nothing else to say.